The Eastgate neighborhood was founded 100 years ago, so the Garden Association decided last year that we should have a Centennial celebration, which included a screening of a documentary on the neighborhood, a walking tour, which I was involved with today, and the festival that's actually right behind me right now.
Yes, I went to the film, and it was really, really informative, entertaining, and it was so well done.
Oh, we had a lot of activities for the Eastgate Centennial, starting with a walking tour in the morning where we covered the history and the architecture and the people of Eastgate, going way back to the beginning.
We had a number of people who were docents on the tour and had information about the various houses, locations, the Nelson family who founded the neighborhood, Nelson Park, which is right behind us. You found out about interesting people, neighbors that we had, the history of the school. When President Clinton came to the school, it was interesting to hear about his interaction with the teachers and the students there. The most interesting thing were the number of notable people who lived in the neighborhood over the years, including the Schmidts from German Village, which, you know, you associate them with German Village, not with other neighborhoods, but they actually lived here. And then, of course, there were all the Tuskegee Airmen. So there were lots of interesting people who lived in the neighborhood over the years. The response from the crowd was great.
Kind of put a face, so to speak, to the stories that you had heard already, which was really pretty cool.
One thing that was surprising was finding out that Alum Creek was a major route for the Underground Railroad, because it's sort of hidden from the roadways and from the houses, and so it was a good way for people to sneak in undercover and get to their destination safely when they were escaping from slavery.
And Doreen from Columbus Landmarks, she was amazing. She has an amazing amount of knowledge and gave us lots of good information on the architecture, on the romantic neighborhood, which I did not know this was.
And after that we had a street festival where we had food and music, we had face painting and games for the kids. There was just a lot of activity for everybody in the neighborhood, present and former, and for friends of Eastgate, anybody who wanted to come.
It really was a lovely afternoon. You got to visit with the neighbors, got to visit with people who lived here previously, got a little more history of the neighborhood, which was really cool, and had some great food and great fun.
Celebration was great. And as Charlene said, you looked up and you saw people who had lived here but had been gone for quite a while, but their children kept contact, and everybody still likes Eastgate.
City Councilman Shannon Hardin also came, and he did a proclamation from the city honoring the 100th anniversary of the neighborhood, and it was really great to see some representation from City Council come out.
So excited to be here to celebrate Eastgate Centennial and all the great things that make Columbus and this neighborhood great, which is you, community, family members.
We had a surprising number of people who had lived in the neighborhood. They grew up here, or they lived here some years ago and maybe left. They came back, and it was like a reunion. It was a big family reunion over and over again, with people coming back and sharing their stories from childhood, sharing their memories of Eastgate, pointing out houses where they used to live.
I believe that when my parents bought out here was in the 50s, but after I got married, I had children, I ended back up in Eastgate, and then when we purchased was in December of 1968. And we've been pretty much blessed that the families that move in are the same as the families that moved out. They have the same care for their properties and for the people around them, and that's wonderful.
I think Eastgate is still the same beautiful, comfortable, friendly place to live that it has always been. This neighborhood has been through changes, like any neighborhood will, as social changes happen around us and in society. The one constant in Eastgate is the love that people have for their homes and their neighbors here, and the fact that it is still such a friendly, family kind of neighborhood.